Today, I will be discussing the genetic concept of phylogeny by comparing different social media platforms. While in current times, phylogeneticists will study the DNA of organisms to determine their similarities and differences, for the purposes of this assignment, we will be considering similar traits. This is similar to the method used before DNA was well understood, as historically, biologists utilized phenotype to draw connections. The platforms which will be present in my phylogenetic tree are as follows: Instagram, Snapchat, WeHeartIt, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, and iMessage. Given is an example of a phylogenetic tree. Here we can see what are called the branches of the tree, which are the sticks. Each split in the tree represents a branch. At these points of differentiation are nodes, which are represented by all of the dots on the tree, and an internal node is any node with branches that stem from the branches of that node, such as the ones which are here represented by coral dots. At the ends of the trees, there will be tips, or the taxa we are studying. This tree is considered a rooted tree, as there is one node that is the starting point from which all other paths continue out in a similar direction. Separated furthest from the group is the outgroup, which in this tree is iMessage. This platform lacks the public sharing abilities of all other platforms we will focus on today, and as such is not truly considered social media. Next, we have our first operational taxonomic unit, or OTU. This is used to represent closely related groups. At our first point of difference, we have likes. Given that WeHeartIt and Pinterest are more geared towards the creation of sets rather than the accumulation of likes, these two have been grouped together on the opposite side of this point of differentiation. The linear progression from social media to this OTU is an example of anagenesis, as anagenesis is species formation without branching. Next, we have an example of cladogenesis. Cladogenesis is speciation by evolutionary divergence. Here, likes diverges into both image and text-heavy platforms. On the text-heavy side, we have Twitter and Facebook. On the image-heavy side, we have a second cladogenic split into still image-dominated and video-dominated. Erring on the side of still-dominated, we have Snapchat and Instagram. On the side of video-dominated, there's YouTube and TikTok. The shortest branch, located between Snapchat and Instagram, indicates that these two platforms have the most recent common ancestor and are therefore the most closely related.